Hey everybody, welcome to the Hopcast.
Thanks for joining us once again.
I am Brad Chmielewski,
My name is Ken Hunnemeder.
and today we're getting stouty.
Yes, stouty indeed. We're going to do some imperial stouts. Both have been aged in some barrels.
Both bourbon barrels, right?
Yeah, both bourbon barrels. We have this is a brewery I've never heard of before, Listermann from Cincinnati, and this is their Cincinnatus stout aged in bourbon barrels from 2009.
And then we got the Old Rabbit's Foot from, I want to say it was this year,
Okay.
or it could be last. I don't know if one came out this year. It could be. It's the second year of Old Rabbit's Foot.
So this is a collaboration beer between Old Hickory, Old Duck Rabbit, and Foothills. So basically, they've taken a third of the wort is coming from each place, and then they assume barrel age them and blend them together.
Right. Which, did we hear there was some possibly illegal stuff there, or we're not sure how? I think the first one was.
I know in Illinois that's not legal.
Okay.
But I don't know how they work out there in North Carolina. So either way.
Yes, but should we start with the Cincinnatus?
Yes, let's do it.
It's like 9.5. That guy's like 10. This is little. That's big.
It's all a progression here at the Hopcast.
Yeah. Science.
Cheers. Well, let's pry this thing open.
Well, we've got pretty dark here, almost like a little bit of ruby, purple, violet in there going on though.
Yeah, around the edges you're going to get some of that reddish hue, a little bit of orange. This is it doesn't seem too viscous. It's actually got some pretty liquidy quality to it. On the nose, you get a lot of bourbon.
A lot of bourbon. Are you getting like any must in there? Or?
Not much over here.
Maybe that's just the wood.
It could be I mean, there's a lot of the barrel in this beer. You're getting a lot of that vanilla that's coming off the bourbon oak, and just a ton of the alcohol itself.
All right, do it. I think it's gonna burn.
Yeah, I think it might burn. Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Burns. Really sticky and like it fills up your mouth. Like mouth is coated now.
Yeah, I get a lot of like a char woodiness. Tons of bourbon, lots of vanilla-like character, and there's not a ton of roast. This beer is 2 years old at this point, and I would be very curious to see what it tasted like fresh, because this is still, this is pretty boozy stuff. These barrels must have been super wet.
Yeah, it's still got chocolate going on though.
Yeah,
got a lot of chocolate.
Chocolate, vanilla, just not a lot of that like roasty quality you get in some of the stouts.
Yeah, it's missing like that body you get from Bourbon County or any of those Russian Imperial stouts.
It's this one's a little thinner on the mouthfeel. And I think maybe that's why it's why some of the alcohol or bourbon and barrel flavors are coming through more than other things. It's just because there's not a super amount of body to match those up.
Yeah.
There's no infection at all. It's got nice, smooth, uninfected flavors.
Yeah. I was worried, there's been this run of stouts that are just
getting
infected. And
yeah, you never know, and especially coming with a name that you never heard before. Sometimes they're on these tiny little systems trying to bottle stuff, and oftentimes things go wrong. But yeah, it's good to see there's no infection here.
Well, I don't know. Nice job. Lindermans, right?
Listermann's.
Not in Cincinnati, yeah. Usually, well, we got Cleveland and Akron. That's where the big guys are.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, you got Hop and Frog out in Akron. Cleveland, you got Great Lakes. And yeah, I don't really know any other breweries in Cincinnati, so I suppose they needed one.
Yeah, I guess so. Thirsty folks there.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. But yeah, it's a pretty big punch, but I think the flavors are all there, and I don't know, maybe just a touch more body in this one, because I think the barrel aging on it is really good.
Yeah.
But maybe just kick that up a little bit.
Yeah, I like that it doesn't, because it doesn't have the body, it doesn't weigh you down. It's not like a heavy stout. It's like almost like a little snifter of bourbon here. Like
it is more like almost drinking whiskey, you know. I wouldn't say it's just like super easy to pound back, because like, you know, the body isn't super high, which, you know, makes your drinkability go up, but it's still pretty damn boozy. So I don't think anyone's gonna be chugging these anytime soon. So this might be a sipper for the rest of the night.
Yeah, so if you have one in the cellar, you can probably let it sit longer.
Oh yeah,
it'll be fine.
I mean, because we're showing no signs here of infection at all. Like no oxidation, we're getting no tartness or anything like that. So I think, I mean, at least our bottle is good to go. So I could see you holding on to this for, you know, 2 to 4 more years and it still being okay. But yeah, so nice offering, and we're gonna
sip on these.
Yeah, we're gonna sip on these for a while, I think. We'll get to the old rabbit's foot.
If we're not drunk yet, we're about to be.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that one hit us pretty hard. It took us a little while to finish those off, just based on a lot of alcohol burn in that one. So we sipped for a while. But without further ado,
I'm gonna pull up our panties and go on to the next one.
That's right. Let's crack it open. Old rabbit's foot.
We got a pretty big head on that, like a thick head too, like a.
Yeah, it was nice. It's it poured out fairly viscous, and if you swirl it around, you get a nice arousal ahead there. But you get on the nose a lot of chocolate mixed in with that barrel aroma, that vanilla and bourbon.
And there's getting the hops too, which I guess we'd expect from that head.
I'm getting some tart fruit aroma as well.
Right, so we think the previous year was infected, and we know there's been issues with sexual chocolate being infected.
Yeah. And this was bottled at Foothills.
Okay, and when we were there, they're just hand bottling their beers, so
right.
I don't know.
So sometimes you run into this stuff.
I know they're working on moving to a new location, or they're already there, so maybe they're getting more bottling line, but this was probably hand bottled.
Okay.
Right?
Probably, I would assume so.
Okay.
So yeah, let's take a sip.
Does have that cherry tart.
Yeah, I think there's a touch of an infection in there. It's really not unpleasant. I'll say that. It's just kind of like, it almost mixes in quite well. I mean, you can tell that it's not really supposed to be there. You're looking for kind of like a more rounded chocolate and chocolate
bourbon.
Vanilla bourbon, you know, oaky type of flavor, but you get a little bit of that cherry in there. Not necessarily a bad thing. I just don't know if it's really what they were going for.
Right. Kind of kind of get that chocolate cherry, or
Yeah.
that's just
Kind of enjoy it, actually.
kind of nice after the heavy bourbon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, certainly not, even though this, per the label, is a little bit more alcoholic than the other beer, we're not really getting the burn on this one. And
or we just have killed our palate.
yeah, we may have destroyed ourselves with that last beer. In regards to the other one, it was listed at somewhere around 9-something%. I'm assuming that maybe that's like before the barrel aging, and that you're gonna pick up some alcohol just straight from that bourbon that's in the barrel, and I think it might be a little higher than 9.
And is there like if it's over 10, aren't there like tax laws in some states?
Perhaps, yeah.
So
Perhaps.
they might have just, said it was under 9. And it's not 9.9, but
Right.
it's like...
Yeah, the universal rule of 9.9 really means much more than that.
But this is 10.13.
Yeah,
so-
they're very specific with the Old Rabbit's Foot. They said 10.13%. So I think they've got all their ducks in a row, especially if they're...
See where you're going.
Yeah, well, someone had to do it, and I'm the cheesiest person around, so...
But yeah, it's not bad. If you have one, open it up. Cause
I would say so, yeah. I honestly don't see this beer getting any better. I think you have what you have at this point. So...
Because that bourbon's already almost missing. Like, it's fading.
It's not super prominent. It's there, but it's not in the forefront. But I feel like if you let it go anymore, that cherry tartness is going to start to take over a little bit to the point where you don't want it to.
Yeah.
So, and like we said, it probably wasn't supposed to be there in the first place, but to me, with my palate, it's actually kind of a happy accident. It tastes pretty good.
Yeah, it's not awful. I wish there was a little more bourbon in the taste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But all three of those breweries are usually doing great things on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, for sure. We've enjoyed many of them in the past. So, kind of a cool collaboration they have going. Especially the name was very fortunate.
Yeah, that's good.
Old Hickory and Duck Rabbit and Foothills. You get Old Rabbit's Foot. So, very clever those guys out there.
But great when the breweries team up like that. I love seeing
Yeah.
that here in Chicago when Flossmoor works with somebody, or Three Floyds works with somebody, or Peace. Like, it's just nice and shows good community. And,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's exciting things to do, and we look forward to seeing more things like this in the future as more things are popping up. But good solid beers. Can't
Cheers.
complain.
Cheers. Thanks for watching.
Cheers.